Yay. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's live. I'm excited to dive into how you can stop taking immigration clients that you do not want. Today, we're going to focus on sifting through eligibility, discussing case viability, and assessing your current intake process. My goal is to help you refine your lead communication so that you can focus your energy on cases that truly align with your firm's strengths. So, we're going to start off by talking about what factors determine whether a lead qualifies for your services. So, let's start with the first question. What factors determine whether a lead qualifies for the services that your practice offers? Think about the core eligibility criteria that you use. Does the client meet the basic legal requirements? So, when I mention um, whether the lead qualifies for your services, I mean the services that your firm offers. So if you only offer family-based services or humanitarian-based services, maybe in the process of sifting through the eligibility, you're seeing if that's the problem that they need help solving before you get on a call and you figure out that they don't qualify for any of the services that you offer. And now you may have wasted 30 or 45 minutes of your time that you could be talking to a lead who actually qualifies for the services that your firm offers. Beyond that, does the case align with the type of work that your firm excels at? For instance, like I said, with the family-based petitions, you might what I'm sorry, my dog is about to start barking. For family-based petitions, you might want to determine whether maybe they have to transfer their case, or maybe it's considered a complex case in your firm and you may want to charge more. So you're not necessarily determining whether they qualify only for the services that you offer, but also in terms of their specific case. Do you have the bandwidth to handle that case? If it's very complex, do you have the bandwidth in your team to handle those complex cases while still efficiently handling your other cases that you're bringing in? By clearly outlining these factors, you create a filter that helps you focus only on the leads that have true potential for your practice. This also sets a clear expectation from the start, ensuring that every conversation is productive. Secondly, how do you currently vet the clients for case approval potential? So let's address that. What does your screening process look like? Do you use structured consultation calls, online questionnaires, or document checklists? A well designed vetting process not only saves time, but it also ensures that you aren't moving forward with cases that may drain your resources. As we were saying earlier, there if you don't prefer cases that are extremely complex, maybe you should screen for that. Screen for whether they already have a petition in. Screen for if they've been arrested or if they have any convictions that would require a waiver for the type of immigration relief that they qualify for. I recommend creating kind of like a scoring system to objectively assess each lead. So the scoring system isn't something that they have to see themselves, because as we may know, a lot of times when we have leads, they may qualify themselves for something that they may not actually qualify for. So this scoring system can be something that you use as a standard of procedure with your immigration firm. You can use this, your team members can use this to assess whether this lead would be best for your practice. So if a score leads below a certain threshold, you might know early on that this may not be the right fit for your firm. This method reinforces consistency of communication, ensuring every lead receives the same level of scrutiny. So, what factors do you prioritize when you're determining if a lead qualifies for your firm? So, the next question would be, what common cases drain your time and resources, and how can they be filtered out early? Ask yourself what common cases end up draining your time. or your energy. It might be the cases where the client doesn't fully understand the process, or those that require extraordinary amount of follow-ups. And that's more in terms of, the characteristics of the client that you may want, but also in terms of their case. So let's say that they have a visa that they've overstayed versus crossing the border. That can definitely be something that you can filter out early to determine whether you want to deal with a case that complex or not. By identifying these, it won't even necessarily be red flags, because a red flag to your firm may be a green flag to someone else's firm. It's not necessarily in terms of whether it's negative or not. It's honestly what aligns for you. If you have a client that has a very complex case, or a client that's already working with another firm and they would like to withdraw their services from that firm and transfer to you, is that something that you considered a green flag? Are you ready, to pick up the pieces of something that you didn't start? Some attorneys love that. Like, that's why they wake up in the morning, but others don't. So it's important to know which one that you would prefer in your firm, so you can create processes that create efficient tools for your firm that you can teach to your team members as well, so we can have some type of continuity, some consistency within your firm, because your clients and your leads will feel that. I've seen some firms lose weeks to cases that ultimately had little chance of success simply because they weren't a good fit. So, by bringing a clear checklist and early screening process, you protect your resources and focus on cases that truly matter to you and your firm, or truly matter to what you can handle. You know what I'm saying? So I want to emphasize that just because a client or a lead may not align with your values doesn't mean that it's a bad client. It just means that this is not the relationship that you envision for you and your firm. This is not the kind of cases that you envision yourself solving. You can utilize that energy that you would be expending on the clients that don't fit or align with your firm with clients that do, and the process will be more efficient, more abundant. It would just naturally run smoother because you're doing something that you truly enjoy. So now we're going to discuss assessing your current intake process. How long does it take to vet a new client for you and your immigration firm? Timing is critical here. If your vetting process is too lengthy, you risk losing a client to another firm that responds more quickly. Look at your average turnaround time and identify any bottlenecks. Are there parts of your process that can be streamlined through automation or delegation? Faster responses not only improve conversion, but also reinforces your firm's efficiency and reliability. The leads, like I said, the leads, your clients, everyone will be able to feel how much your firm will serve them throughout the entire process. And of course, we don't totally rely on client referrals, but come on, they're not bad. And being able to have a referral from a client that experience ease within their process and success within the process that you help them with, of course, they'll be more than happy to refer you to someone else. And also think about the things that you can be automating, like I was saying in a few lives ago. Sometimes we can give ourselves the task to do something after, let's say, a consultation. Okay, right after the consultation, let's do this. But why not just have it automated, just so that you can reduce the time needed to do that, and then also too, you can guarantee that your follow-up can be instant, or within a certain amount of time that you have allotted for your follow-up during these automations. Also, aside from how long it takes to vet a new client, is your process efficient? Efficiency isn't just about speed. It's about ensuring every step contributes to a better decision. Take a critical look at your intake workflow. Does every step provide useful, valuable information, or are there redundancies that slow the firm down and slow the communication with the client down? Perhaps a portion of your process could be automated, like we explained earlier, freeing up more time to focus on personalized communications with high potential leads. Also, are your intake systems designed to prioritize desired leads? So, your systems can be prioritized to take desired leads by filtering out the case eligibility, as we were saying earlier, and also the case viability, and also figuring out the values that your firm has so you can know how to align with the client that you envision yourself serving. Excuse me, you guys, I kind of have a cold. So, are your intake systems designed to get the clients that you truly want? Your intake form and your follow-up processes should not only capture basic information but also help you quickly identify the high value prospects. And once you have these type of forms or these intake systems within your process, you can be able to delegate these things to other people to where they can copy and paste and help scale your firm. That's the goal, right? You don't want to feel like you're doing everything in your firm to keep it alive. You want to be able to have these processes that are efficient, that are viable, to where you can teach someone else to do the same thing so you can focus on other parts of your firm that you want to expand. This might involve ranking leads based on criteria based off the case urgency, the complexity, as we mentioned earlier, or also the financial readiness. When your system is optimized to highlight these ideal candidates, your team can focus the efforts on where they count the most. Your team can focus on the leads that are highly qualified for your firm. So by the time you are on a strategy call or a consultation with them in terms of confirming their eligibility and selling your services to them, then you know they're more likely to be able to convert because you created a system beforehand that helped determine their eligibility, that helped determine whether they align with the services that your firm offers as well. So it's a win-win. There's no time wasted once you have some type of intake system, even before that starts before the call with your lead, to be able to help ensure conversion into a loyal client. Are you capturing and converting leads that meet your immigration client archetype criteria? It's one thing to filter leads, but another to convert them into clients. Review your conversion metrics. How many leads that pass through your initial vetting end up signing on? If the numbers aren't where you'd like them to be, it might be time to re-examine the communication touch points. So let's say, for example, right now, you just have your number up on your site and people are calling in, and you have a receptionist filling up your calendar with consultations and strategy calls. I really want you to sit and think, how, with that system, how can you determine your immigration client archetype, or determine a high valued lead or a high quality lead that can convert into a client, a client that has problems that your firm can solve? Because it seems like, if you, let's say, of course, if you had the number up on your website and you had lead, you were people were calling into your firm, and your receptionist or your appointment center schedule them for appointment, of course, with your social media content, with your website, with different things, you can discuss the problems that you solve. However, as we may know, a lot of people, they may not read your website, they may not go through the entirety of your social media account to know that these are the problems that you solve. And honestly, too, with working with immigration, a lot of times people who are looking for immigration services, they assume because you offer one service, you offer everything, and that may not necessarily be true. So you kind of have to go in and lead your leads, no pun intended, to be able to show them that, hi, I'm the immigration attorney that can solve these types of problems that you're experiencing, that you are experiencing. So every email, call, or message to reinforce why you're the best choice for the client specific needs. Consistency and clarity in communication go a long way towards nurturing these leads through the funnel. So let's discuss. Remember that lead communication is not just a step in the process, it's the very fabric of it. Whether you're assessing questions to determine eligibility or following up to secure a new client, your communication style makes a huge difference. Be clear, direct, and empathetic. When you set the right tone early on, you're not only filtering out the cases that aren't a good fit, but also attract the kind of clients who appreciate your expertise and efficiency. To wrap up today's session, we've taken a deep dive into how to sift through the eligibility and assess your intake process. We've covered everything from defining which leads are worth your time to measuring the efficiency of your process and how every step is powered by strong, clear communication on who you're meant to serve. I challenge you to review your own systems this week. Use these detailed questions as a checklist and see where you can refine your approach. Remember, the goal is to protect your time, focus on high potential leads, and ultimately convert them into lasting client relationships. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay focused, communicate clearly. If you would like to discuss how we can work through the bottlenecks and increase your client conversions, don't hesitate to click the link in the bio for a strategy call. I look forward to speaking with you. See you later, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.